guys, it's Emily, and today I'm here to bring you my October TBR. As y'all probably know, I don't typically do TBRs except for March Mystery Madness and Nonfiction November, but last night I got really excited and basically planned out the rest of my reading for the whole year, including the month of October. And I figured since I already know what books I'm going to read, I might as well make a video about them, and then I can explain why I'm reading them now instead of during my recent reads videos, and maybe that'll make the recent reads videos a little bit shorter, because y'all know how I like to talk. Now, some of them I don't have yet. I'm going to get them from the library, so I'm going to put a picture right here. So let's just get right into it. So the first three books that I am going to tell you about are my book club books for the month. So I participate in my work book club, which I help co-host, and then I participate in a personal book club. And so since we've been closed down for COVID, we haven't been meeting in person. So we've been doing themes for my work book club. So like last month, the theme was mystery. So I read The Woman in Cabin 10 and Verity. And so this month in October, the theme is biography. So I got two books here that I want to read to meet the biography prompt, and both of these books are actually on my list. That's my goal to read from my 4 lists this year, so both of these books fit that goal. And the first one is The Peabody Sisters, 3 Women Who Ignited American Romanticism by Megan Marshall. This is actually a reread for me. I read this a few years ago and loved it. It's about the 3 Peabody sisters, Elizabeth, Sophia, and Mary. Elizabeth was really into child education, and she formed the first kindergarten in America. Mary was very involved in like education reform and political reform. She was married to Horace Greenlee, who was like the big reform, like anti-corruption guy, and he had the newspaper. Oh, I can't remember which one, but I'll learn about it again when I reread this. And then Sophia Peabody was Nathaniel Hawthorne's wife, but she was also a successful artist in her own right. So I want to reread this because I really loved the subject, but then also I really love the writing style. I have this like long-term ambition to one day write a nonfiction book, and this would be like exactly the kind of thing I would write in terms of like subject and how I would write it. So anyway, I'm really looking forward to rereading this one for Work Book Club. The second book I want to get to for Work Book Club is First Women, The Grace and Power of America's Modern First Ladies by Kate Andersen Brower, and I'm currently reading The Residents, which is her first book, and then this is the second, and this is sort of a like group biography showing the relationships between the various modern first ladies, and I'm really enjoying listening to The Resident on audio, so I think I'm going to listen to this one on audio as well. For my personal book club, we are reading The Giver of Stars by Jojo Moyes, and this, all I know about it is it's about the librarians that rode around Kentucky on pack horses, bringing books to people that lived in the rural Appalachian areas of Kentucky. I've heard a lot about it. I know there's some controversy about it because there's also that book, The Book Woman of like Meddlesome Creek, I believe. And actually my mom has that one, the Book Woman book, and she's reading it right now. And I think she'll probably offer it to me, but I'll probably put that one off till early 2021. But Giver of Stars, it sounds like it's going to be a cute book. The ladies of the book club want to do more lighthearted reads right now due to COVID, so that's why we're doing this one. I have been reading 2 books for the Around the Year Challenge on Goodreads. I don't talk about it that much, but I've been doing the Around the Year Challenge for 5 years. This is my 5th year to do it, and I've decided that when I get to the end of this year, I'm going to quit doing it because 5 years is long enough, and also it just seems like I always have to put a lot of books on my TBR to finish the challenge every year, and that's not my goal. My goal is to try to get down my TBR. So I don't want to be doing challenges that increase my TBR. So instead, I'm going to quit. And I've actually only ever completed the whole 52 prompts one time in 2017. So if I complete it this year in 2020, that'll be my second time. So I'm going to try to finish it this year. And one of the prompts is read a book that has to do with time or is about something related to time. And for this one, I'm going to be reading Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency by Douglas Adams. And this is a time travel story where Dirk Gently and his friend, what's his friend's name? I can't find the guy's name, but anyway, there's Dirk Gently and this guy that Elijah Woods plays him in the show. But they have to go back in time and solve this crime, and I don't know who did it and all kinds of stuff. So I have watched the show, which is why it's really embarrassing and I can't think of the guy's name. But so I don't know how similar this is to the show, but I loved this show. So anyway, I'm excited to get to this and to tick off one of my ATY prompts. One of the other prompts that I still have to complete for ATY is there's a prompt that says, read a book that's related to the 2020 Olympics in Tokyo. And of course, these prompts were written way before anybody knew what coronavirus was last fall. So it's still a prompt. So I'm going to be reading The Housekeeper and the Professor by Yōko Ogawa. And this is a book that's been going around BookTube. Heidi from My Reading Live and Emma from Drinking by Myself have both raved about this book recently, and I actually figured it was a new book because why else would people be talking about it? But no, it's not. It came out in 2009, so I have it on reserve from the library, and when I can go back to the library after I recover from COVID, I will get it and read it. But I'm really looking forward to this one. It's about a professor that's had an accident and he lost his memory and he has a relationship with his housekeeper, and she also has a son and he has a relationship with the son, and it sounds really cool, and it's a shorter book, so I think it'll be pretty quick to get through. I also am going to be reading a book for victober. I'm going to be reading Wuthering by Emily Brontë. This is a reread for me, but I read this I read this way back in middle school when I was 13, and I don't remember anything about it, and I don't remember liking it very much when I read it, so I'm definitely interested in giving it a reread. I think I'm going to listen to this one on audio because the print is really small, so I don't think I'm going to be able to enjoy reading it that much. So I bought this mostly for the cover and not so much looking at the pages, which in hindsight I should have done so. But anyway, I'm looking forward to giving this one another shot. The next book that I want to read in October is Sabrina and Corina by Colleen and Fajardo-Anstine, and this is for work actually. I'm reading it because it's a collection of short stories, and one of my coworkers needs somebody to do a video for Short Fiction Day, which is in December, but I want to get it filmed and uploaded and fixed up before then. So I don't know much about this except that it's stories that are all about women that are in the western part of the United States, and it sounds really cool. I believe it was nominated for the National Booker Award a few years ago, but it sounds really good, and I'm definitely looking forward to reading the stories and learning more about it. And then the last book that I want to read in October, which is the only book that I'm just reading for pure pleasure and not because it relates to anything else, is Pumpkinheads by Rainbow Rowell and Faith Ann Hicks. And this is a really cute graphic novel, and it's about two friends that work a pumpkin patch together, and I think one of them is in love with the other one, and it sounds really cute, and it sounds very seasonally appropriate, so I put that one on the hold at the library as well. So that's all I'm planning to read in October. I'm very excited about all my books, and then I'll be back at the end of the month with my Nonfiction November TBR, which will be really exciting. I think I mentioned this at the start of the video, but my reading is basically all planned out for the year now, except for the 4 books I'm going to read for Nonfiction November, and then whatever we read for book club in November and December, and then I also have one Christmas book that I'm going to pick out on a whim based on what's available at the library in December. But other than that, I've got everything planned out, so I'm going to be reading on a very strict schedule for the rest of the year, which, I feel like by January, I'm gonna just want to do, like, picking things up on a whim kind of thing, but we'll see. But anyway, I'm looking forward to the next 3 months. The last quarter of the year is always, like, a great reading time because of Nonfiction November. So anyway, I hope everybody else is reading some great books, and you're keeping safe and healthy, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye!